Hello, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure and an honor to be here with all of you on the occasion of the AI-ism event. What I thought of covering today, very briefly, is how I see the world of AI evolving and some of the recent trends and threads which are coming in all my interactions with customers, with partners, and with various people in the industry. So, I'm planning to cover a few themes. Okay, to the first one in that. As we saw the world of cloud evolving, cloud took the center stage in the last few years. What has evolved next is, as we call it, edge is the new cloud. And AI and inferencing at the edge will literally transform experiences. Computing, as we all know, is becoming distributed increasingly and embedded in the real world. You can see it in various things, in wearables, safety monitoring of oil rigs. You can see it in, say, streaming video optimization, and even, say, drone enabled crop management, various things. All of this fundamentally needs a very robust edge infrastructure where AI models can be deployed for inferencing in real time. What's propelling this is definitely 5G. And what's kind of needed in a lot of these scenarios is the fact that they need local processing and low latency edge networks. So, according to Gartner report, frankly, the percentage of industrial control systems that includes analytics and AI capabilities at the edge will increase sixfold in the next 4 years from 5% that it is today to about 30% to 2025. So that's a big trend which will keep on emerging. The next one is in the area of open AI. Open AI innovations will enrich all spheres of life. Now, OpenAI, as we all know, the core operating model of that is to conduct research in the field of AI that benefit humanity overall in general. And the first glimpse of the power of this literally came across in the way natural language processing came through with GPT-3. GPT-3 is the world's most advanced language processing that literally allows next generation of applications across multiple industries. Now, the ramifications of that are many. Whether you talk about the difficult text which can be summarized for, say, second graders, or the way meeting notes can be turned into a clearly digestible summary, or how in a call center environment, open-ended conversations can be literally enhanced, comprehended with the help of AI assists. The nature and the form in which this can have ramifications are immense once again. And this is definitely a big foray into the NLP space. Coming to the third one, intelligent automation, that's entering the next phase of evolution. Now, what do you kind of think about it in this area? Intelligent automation combines RPA, robotic process automation, with really advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence, analytics, OCR, process mining, and businesses can literally think, learn, adapt, teach, and evolve in a very closed loop cycle. And again, I mean, the ways it can kind of go across in real life are immense. When you think about, say, an automobile factory, for example, they can employ intelligent automation to speed up production or to minimize any chance of a human mistake. While in a pharmaceutical industry or life sciences, it can be used to save costs and obtain a lot of resource efficiencies in real time. An extension of this is also in the area of low code, no code application. Like we all know, the number of applications needed to meet real world needs is increasing. And we just emphasize that there will be about 500 million applications which will be required in the next 5 years, more than what was built in the last 40. Now, we all know that there's a dearth of engineers who are there in the environment who can do that. So who will do it? It'll be people like you and me who literally have the business logic, and they will be able to do it by using a lot of native business intelligence with these low code, no code applications. And it's also kind of thought that it will reduce the cost by about 74% applications, which say platforms like Power Apps and the others. Finally, let me touch upon something which is here and now, piquing everybody's curiosity: Metaverse. Now, what propelled Metaverse? The last 24 months saw a lot of things happening. The pandemic made remote working real. 5G network became literally prevalent and coming to your doorsteps. Ubiquity of economic hardware. And finally, the maturity of cloud to stream across in a very immersive way. Now, when you think about the advent of metaverse, there were four phases. Like we all know, Web 1.0 was users consuming and they were paying customers, companies, right? In the 1990s and 2000s. Web 2.0 brought from the consuming to the creation, basically, right? Social media, Facebook, blogs, etc. Here, you were the product and your data was being sold. Now, Web 3.0 was where users were not just consuming and creating, they were owning what they were creating. And this is where decentralization came in and NFTs took a lot of center stage. And finally, Metaverse is where you have consume, create, own, and you are a part of that experience. Some of the key technologies which are kind of bringing across this entire thing into reality is a blockchain for cryptocurrencies, what you will need for, say, shopping in the metaverse, non-fungible tokens, proof of ownership, the way you'll be kind of doing this in the digital world, artificial intelligence, massive bandwidth, which is kind of making things really okay for the commoners, interoperability, allowing, say, when you talk about me in the metaverse as an avatar of mine going across the ID switching platforms, those are things which will make it real. Now, the use cases of these are immense. At one end, when you think about how I'll be going across and interacting with many of my colleagues or getting an experience in a B2B or a B2C environment, there are lots of them. But it does also bring across a lot of things from a responsibility standpoint. A, the carbon footprint, the amount of computing power which will be going behind it. Second, the security of my identity itself. In the wake of the fact that cyber activities and cyber criminals kind of are in the offing, how do I protect that? Now, at Microsoft, some of the things that we've done, one is, of course, taking the power of collaboration via mesh, the technology which is kind of making it immersive, experiential, and a very usable ability to kind of interact with people. The second one, I think, what a lot of you would have heard is with the power of wearables, HoloLens 2, which is kind of used in various things, whether you talk about education, whether you talk about entertainment, engagement, various kinds of things it's kind of getting used across. Another case in point is how we are doing it in, say, retail environments. And finally, how we are kind of solving for a lot of things in a remote assistive manner. So the possibilities are immense. I just feel that we've not even scratched the tip of the iceberg, and there are many, many exciting times to come. Thank you, and it was a pleasure to be with all of you once again.